By dear name of creator of world, my name is Sayyid Muhammad Ali Miraji, and I am God true prophet. In my last speech, that it was about how to stop people to move from small societies, from small villages, from small cities, and even from other countries, from Africa, from Asia, and from everywhere in the world, where that there is a big cities, to west, to what you call it, to Tokyo, to Shanghai, to what you call it, to Europe, London, Paris, and US, I don't know, New York, Washington. How to stop this, and in my last words, I said that with these rules that you have brought to be able to continue your social welfare system and stop people abusing our social welfare. Because of that, you have made some rules, and those rules has abandoned people to work beside the social welfare that they get to make any business or anything beside that. And it is wrong for small societies. Why? Because, if he should, stay, get only social welfare and nothing more, why he should stay on that little village while he can stay in Copenhagen and get the same money, and instead of living on that small village, he live in Copenhagen and enjoy his life much better. And there are many homeless people always in the big cities, in capital cities, in big cities. There are many homeless people. Well, they are less or more because of the same reason. They do not have job, either they get social welfare or not. But so why they should not live in the big city? And of course, they are not maybe so good in finding themselves home and so on. So to avoid paying rent and so on, to have more money, so they are homeless. So case is when you have this rule that people cannot work beside their welfare, so they move out from small societies. In my last speech, I said you must remove all these abandoned rules from people in a small society, and let them get their social welfare, and at the same time, if they want, they make a hobby business and start to make money with that too. In this way, or better said, let them have a life in their small society. Let them do something, use their talents, and feel they are better alive, they can better survive, they can better live in their small society than they move in the big city and do nothing, not be allowed to do anything, expect get their wage and live with that small money that they get. So you must give that facility that get the people back to small societies and let the small societies have progress. I have said all these in my last video. Now in this video, I have forgot last time to say an important thing about what you call it, about Marxism, about how did you know the form of society, explaining that Marxism had that first there was slavery, and after that that was feudalism, and after that it became what you call it, fabrics and so on, and people become worker and so on. And later all these fabrics get closed again with bigger fabrics, and capitalism little by little get killed by imperialism and foreign countries and so on, and big, what you call it, big investors, they invest in all the countries and so on, and they all the small fabrics get closed, and big capitalism and imperialism run the world. And after that, oh, well, it happened, people make revolution, and what you call it, throw down the, what you call it, imperialism, and or what they make worker government and socialism, and then later these, what you call it, socialism grow and become in this way that people can get from the system all their needs. As much as they have needs, they can really get. And everybody only work as much he is able to, you know. If he is able to work, what you call it, 35 hours a week, he works 35 hours a week. If he does not, you know, if he cannot, don't like to work 35 hours a week, and he want to only work 2 hours a week, no matter, he can work only 2 hours a week. It is the ideal of Marxism. It is the toughest level of Marxism, that people do not have any needs that system cannot give them, and they work for the system as much as they like to. Well, it is right, you know. The ideal, the first thing that it is wrong is the ideal, you know. Why it is wrong? Because believe on our talents, you know. When, you know, and there is another thing that socialism and what you call it, all these community, all these group dependent, you know, things, they, one thing that they have, they call culture, you know. They like to make a new, what you call it, we call it ready, I don't know, values, you know, new values, a new culture that is based on these values. All these are something, what you call it, it has no, there is no real food on ground, you know. The only food that they have is on the community's conscience, you know. Well, sometimes some of these rules hold, sometimes they does not, you know. Sometimes people have conscience, sometimes they do not have conscience, you know. So in general, all these rules that build on people conscious, they are all of them on their question mark. If you make something that you want to hold, you want to call it natural, something that God support and so on. As your Jesus once has said, do not make house, make anything, build anything on sand of the, what you call it, beaches, or on sand in general, on something soft. Why? Because like what you call it, like pizza, it falls. So you should build on something fast ground. And the only fast ground is that you know humanity. And according to what is humanity, you make your rules, and whatever you build over must fit with this real standing on fast ground rules. So if you build something, that is stop. But what you build unconscious, it is not on this fast ground of humanity. It is on a way of mentality, a way of thinking that you have imagined over this, and then you build something over that. So as soon as this imagination of you get a little weak, so all this fall down. But another one, as I said, that if you build on humanity, on true fact about humanity, so there is no imagination of you. It is realities that you build over. And realities always are realities and stand. Oh, communists and many other things, and somehow the whole Christianity from point of view of some people that should stand on love and conscious of people and this or that. Sometimes you see it fall. Why? Because people has not conscious, You should always build on reality. As Jesus himself, if you would have asked him, would you make this society this sort of Christianity? He would have said, no, I told you, do not build on sand of the beaches, because it falls. If Jesus himself wanted to make a Christianity, he would have made it on reality of mankind. And I think other things, other words that he has show that he built on realities. He does not build on imagination and this or that, unconscious of people or this or that. So we get back to what you call it, Marxism. In West, at Christian, at West, well, Marxism was something unpleasant, that they say it because they were very happy for capitalism. And capitalism was what? That fit, what you call it, less or more religion and Christianity and so on. Especially if rich people, be good people, and what you call it, help the poor, help the church, and everything will have gone. But recent progress at what you call it in US and so on, and some people like Elon Musk, like what you call it, the guy Bezos, who has the Amazon, or Bill Gates, or who has Microsoft and so on, they become very rich, as they have what they say, they have half of the world, what you call it, wealth. is in hand of these handful people. The rest of the money is at work, half of it is in hand of these handful people. So what it does show? It does say about imperialism, what Marxism has introduced as imperialism, you know. Now, let's see why suddenly West and the whole West that was against Marxism and so on suddenly has changed, and they want to look at the Marxism as a sort of Bible. Well, Marxism is so in the same way that in Bible, someone, a Nabi or whatever else, on that time has said, first happen this and then happen this and so on and so on. And what we do, we make things to happen in the same way that is written in this book. So when we make it happen, it become from one side, we have done what we say it is book of God, and we has done as he wanted this book wanted us. And people in world, when they see the book, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, he has written like this, and now it happened exactly as he said, They do not know that from some years later, we have set up, we have put those people that we wanted there, we have put those to there, that the one that we wanted to fall, the one that we wanted to grow, and this or that, to make the book come true, They want to do the same with Marxism, Well, now, it is good part of it for some, they are not bad guys, they are rich people, but they are not bad guys. Like Elon Musk and this or that, and Bill Gates and this, and Bezos and so. Let's say now we are going to be imperialism and what they call it, corporations and so on. So it is, and they are the lucky ones in this period of time. And after that, it happened, what you call it, socialistic revolution. And what these people have in other countries get taken by, what you call it, by workers and so on. And they're again restart, they restart the communism or socialism or whatever else, as the Marxists say. So we accept that like a Bible, we try to enforce that, Like the same way that we say 2,000 years ago, he said, on that country, this guy come up, this king come up, and we threw him down and we put another instead of him, and he do something like that and that. Exactly the same way that once they have run for Curious the Great, before he become Curious, they have written how he become Curious the Great. And they has made him Curious the Great. And now, they say, okay, with Marxists, we do the same. But it is wrong, Why they say so? They do not say so because they do not want Marxists to run Marxism like a Bible because they are good people. No, the other way. They want to run Marxism like Bible because they are bad people. Because they know what is end of the Bible, what is end of the Marxism. They know exactly where goes wrong. They know, there is a word that say, whatever does not kill me, make me stronger. Marxism for them is like that. It is something that cannot kill them. They want to abuse it to make them stronger. Because now when they have Marxism in their hand, they are themselves the right hand, they have Marxism in their left hand, and now you cannot say anything to them. They destroy the world from both sides. And they say, what? Here is Marxism. Now, first there was slavery. After that, we had feudals and edels and all that. After that, we had capitalism and all these fabrics and so on. And now we have imperialism. And after that, we have revolution and workers take over the whole and so on. So what you say, it is the fact, it is the rule that say by science, while it is not science. Yes, slavery has happened, feudalism has happened, and our kings still are running, and they have root from feudalism and so on. And worker revolution has happened, and as the Soviet and left say, we brought socialism earlier. Marxist-Leninism has brought the socialism from earlier step already in when there was capitalism, and does not reach the imperialism and so on. We have started our socialism and to already bring a little justice in society and so on, economic justice. Well, now all these enemies of those, all these that they say is that we have Marxists, we implement like a Bible, like a Bible, we implement Marxism. And this is one of the things that is destroying the world. From one side, they change their law, in a way that imperialism, corporations, and so on, very faster take over the world, very fast. And from one day to another, this guy or that guy is 10 million, 50 million richer, They have made it in this way, and the law allow that, protect that. And from other side, they have laws that, they do not let you to progress. As I said, now in small societies, they have this law to protect their sort of welfare and so on. They have stopped all the life in small societies. And as I said before, first supermarket took all the customers. In every village, supermarket took all the customers from the whole village and killed them all. Then the next level, this supermarket on its own, it cannot survive. So every 4 or 5 villages, one supermarket. And now they all should feed that to stand, to be able. And maybe in soon future, even that cannot hold. the nearest city to all these villages is the only place to handle, to shop. All these villages, and there is all facilities, cars, and so on and so on. They can take and go to the nearest city, and they shop and come back, you know. Better said, every wolf is taken by a bigger wolf, you know. So already by their laws made it possible, you know. So from one side, this imperialism, or what you call it capitalism, in some places, or what you call it grow. From another, a small business, all they get closed. And in this way, like a Bible, they want to enforce, you know, their, and after that, their revolution, you know. I don't know what the hell revolution they have in mind, in their imagination, to implement and to take the wealth from what you call it, wealth of these rich people, and they share it among the poor. And another thing, in case of what you call it, this very imperialism, or these very rich people, that from one day to another they get some $1 million richer. Well, from all the world, for example, what you call it, a company like Microsoft that has operating system for the computer and so on, it has what you call it gets from all the world, you know, and it get help to take from all the world. And what you call it, so of course, money gathered by all the business, all the what you call it companies, from all the world they gather, and it go to their local Microsoft, and from there go to the big Microsoft. So it is normal. And I'm sorry, Bill Gates, that I use you as an example, but it is the way that it is. And what you call it, and there was what you call it, these Danish politicians that she used to take in Euro Union. She used to take what you call it, companies like Google, like Microsoft, or this or that, take them to court, and what you call it, some abuse that they have through their programs and so on, to get more customers and so on, or sell commercials. They in court, when they have lost, they should give what you call it, Euro Union, $2 million, €2 million, €10 million, I don't know. And this money, Euro Union get this money and give it as a small packets, like €500,000 or something like that, to these East Blocky countries. And their politician take the big chunk of that money, put it on their own pocket, and give this money, rest of the money, give it to country, to people, or to support the Euro Union, continue to be with West and Euro Union. You know, what you call it, this sort of, the whole Microsoft take from the whole world. And someone like Danish politician get them to court and get some percent of this money. And she give, what you call it, and Euro Union give that money to corrupt East Blocky politicians, and they take their big chunk of it for themselves to make themselves rich, and use the rest of money to be with West. The whole world pay that East Bloc and what you call it, some East Blocky country get what you call it, what is this money, the protection money, what you call it, that they give, that East Bloc support their kings, support European West Bloc kings. It is the garbage that they are running in world in high level, about with high money, with large sums of money. And the matter is that the whole world, to buy an operating system for its computer, is paying a share of it, you know. But this is a side, what you call it, side example. The main matter is not about such abuses and so on. It is about making the Marxists, using Marxists to stop any other, you know, any other mentality, any other outwhy, any other solution, any other possibility. No, when you make the Marxist, what you call it, the Bible or Marxist or this or that, the thing that God wants, the thing that is natural, the thing that is scientific, and in some cases they make the culture and so on, and leave no outway for people. As they say, there is no outway for there. You have only one solution. You know, life. It is this garbage that you have right now, and it is the pressure to end of it. And all the facts say that it is, you will never have a good day in your life. Well, you have the only one possibility: kill yourself, make suicide, you know. At least if you do suicide, you can, you do not have to suffer the rest of your life. It is the only solution they leave to the societies. With this Marxism, with this, what you call it, that be like Marxism, be like Bible, and by that we get God help to implement it. And some corrupt scientists, sociologues, and so on, yes, Marxism is the science, is science of sociology. It is the way that no society has any outway of it. It is the only way, and it is the thing that happened. And many other corrupt people say, let's enforce it, you know. Like some Americans, you know, that I have heard in US, that they want this imperialism, these corporations and so on, get all faster and faster and faster. Why? Because we make a revolution. We take, you know, these 10 people, you know, that like Bill Gates or Bezos or Elon Musk or this or that. Oh, we attack their, what you call it, their companies and so on, and they fly out, they escape. And we take over whatever they have. And we become very rich and good. I tell them right now here, you are the more corrupt than what you call it, than those 10 people whom should escape from you. Because you are supporting them that like a honeybee They sucked the world. They sucked the world economy, took the money from all the world. Many people around the world die because of economical problem. Many wrong things grow in world because of an economical problem. Because you garbage, you that did nothing, you that live already on welfare and so on, you, these 10 people get the money, and like a honeybee, you get the whole cube of their honey, and without doing anything to make a little honey, you enjoyed it. The one that I am against is you, not that Bill Gates or this or that. That you want, they like honeybee, they gather the money and you enjoy the money. This is a mentality that there are growing in US, especially in US. And some other, European countries, maybe, I don't know. European mostly are, they want their kings, They put their big investment is on their kings. And their abusers are always, they they abuse through kings, They try to corrupt the king, and when he feel danger, when people who support him feel danger, they they pay him to stop fighting with the king. And so this I said about Marxism, that Marxism is not Bible. The whole Bible is not Bible. The matter is that Bible, that from its start, that Jacob with his 12 sons was at Laban, whom was father of Rachel and Leah. And Jacob was working at him and take care of the sheep for him. And he wanted to go his way. And they made a contract that this year, whatever black or colored sheep got produced, Jacob to take that, whatever that was clean and white and good, those, they stay for Laban. And what Jacob has done, well, they have put some branches and went around the place that sheep go and drink water. And there, when the female lambs come there, their feet stuck in these branches, and they got a male black lamb to make that lamb pregnant, and female lamb pregnant. And in this way, they have made a lot of double color, white and black black sheep when they wanted to get their share of sheep. Is it something that God has helped them? Not at all. This is the same garbage that with their own effort, they make this corruption, this this abuse, that they enforced lamps to bring more, what you call it, color. It has nothing to do with God. If God wanted like this, they should have not made that. He, by his will, would have, what you call it, made white lamps, white male lamps disabled to make pregnant, and black lamps able to pregnant all the lamps. If God wanted to, when the Bible from its start say what? Say such corruptions, such what you call it, making things happen as we want, as we write, or so on. It is the way we should enforce this thing that we say God wants. Such thing happen because God wants. It is something that we want, and we should enforce that. And after we enforce that, we, from other ways, we try to get either fool the prophet, or what you call it, or prophet's child, and another one, one of us is the one who protect him, and through him, he support the way that we corrupt, so God have to support the way that we corrupt, and put his effort on that way, in way of our corruption. It is the way that the whole corruption of Bible started from the start and go to all the, what you call it, whatever that they said in future happen. Marx, you want to make Marxists the same garbage, and abuse the Marxists in a way that you abuse Bible, you abuse God power, you abuse being things, being God's will, being things, being scientifically correct, and so on. You are, what you call it, in the same way that you run their abuse in Bible, you want to run what you call it, Marxism, in benefit of your abuse. And it is right, I should have said this, because when someone like me come with this idea that, well, let people get their, what you call it, welfare or whatever they get in their small villages, let them get, but stop all these laws that abandon them to do something, let them get the money and have more free hand to do what they want to do, to use their talents, to live. When someone like me come with such laws, they put Marxism in front of him from one side, they put Bible in front of him another side, and they say what? No, what you say does not fit with any of these. If, for example, this sort of a small capitalist can go and the guy get a little rich and so on through this way, and can make a business and produce something or whatever, it is wrong because it does not fit. The only one at this time whom should be able to produce is this fabric, is this corporation, is this imperialist company, or what you call it, all these, not any small, what you call it, nothing company, or to produce something like that, and damage that big companies, what you call it. But in case of damage, I said local businesses must get continue supported. But all in all, when someone comes with such ideas, such economic ideas, such social ideas, such the new ideas about culture, the culture is one of the, what you call it, has become a very destructive way for whatever is right and correct and what you call it, uh, the way that people should live. You know, we have what you call it, we have good wishes, good needs, good goals. Well, if our goals be right and good, so whatever we do to reach our goals is good, and most of it, if there be any wrong thing with, and we can change it to the better things, is good, and we go the correct way. But sometimes our goal is wrong thing, you know. When we have through culture, we have got a wrong impression. For example, I sent this video through YouTube. But instead of what I say, if I want to be the very, what you call it, famous guy in YouTube, because I made to make more money, no. Just a goal that everybody know me as that guy, and everybody think that I am hada, wow. Well, if it be the goal, it is a wrong goal, you know. And whatever I put to this goal, whatever anyone else put to this goal, it is wrong, you know. It is the thing that culture, wrong culture do with people. They make them wrong goals, you know. People with wrong goals, they do, if they make, even with all their effort and so, they make something that is they have made a wrong thing because their goal is wrong, you know. It is like, for example, from here you want to take to Copenhagen, and Copenhagen is this direction, you know, and you start to go, but culture tell you, do not go this direction, you should go that direction. And when you go, you go and you go and you go very faster from this guy that go this way. But it is wrong, you know. You want to reach there, you should go this direction. But the wrong culture give you wrong direction, and you waste your life. So these cultures must change. There must, I don't know, I told in my earlier boards about culture, about sexual culture. By sexual culture is not practically sex and so, not having sex and so on. It is about what we make our way of having sex. Is it getting married? It is being virgin until you get married. It is about having sex before getting married, having some partners before you get married. If it's about having a lot of what you call it, sexual experiences before you can decide what sort of husband or wife you should have. I have talked about this in many videos. And after when we, what you call it, as a resume to all these speech, you can see why the religious way is the correct way, because having sex is not about having sex. Having sex is a part of what you call it, generation change, and it is exactly like what you call it, concept of need, which is not about getting pleasure. It is about having need, having motion to get the need, having what you call it, satisfy your need and get pleasure and rest for your need. The same way, having sex is about, it is not only about having sex, it is about having need for sex and creation of family. And when a woman have sex, she get pregnant and bring child, about this child get raised in a proper family, and what you call it, and after that, this support of family support their children, family support their grandchildren, and their grandchildren and children support their parents. It is about all this. It is not only having sex. If you, in concept of need, you put all this having need and having motion for need and just get the pleasure, it is right. I told you before, pleasure without earning that, it is nothing. It is wrong. Having sex is the same. Having sex without earning that, without being part of the whole system of regeneration, it is wrong. But it does not mean that I do not continue after getting sex. My life, it is different. I am under torture of many people, and it is not possible for me to have what you call it, any real life. But let's put me away. I should have said so, because one of the things with my enemies is that either use my words against myself or disvalue my words with myself, And I hope mention this matter does not disvalue what I am telling here. So, in case of what you call sexual culture, I told you, sex, it is not only pleasure of sex, it is about the whole concept of having sex and having matrimony, family, and bring the next generation and take care of earlier generation and so on. So in case of what you call it, it is when I talk about these things, I forgot what I wanted to say. But only here, one thing let's make it very fast. That do not let Marxists or what they have written in Bible, do not let them that by force they implement it. Do not get fooled when something by their force indirectly they enforce things to happen, like Marxists, like Bible. Do not become simple-minded. Do not take it as God wants. So go a step further, And if they enforce it, like those lamps, that by their enforcement they brought what you call it, more black lamps and so on. If it is the way that they go, stand again. Do not accept them as act of God. It is what I wanted to say in this video. And so, what you call it, do not take Marxist as what God wants, or it as the only a real fact of sociology, and as a what you call it, as what that science and God and what you call it, everyone support. No, do not be like that. What you call it, you live, your society live, and try to get the best of it. Do not let they decide. They already decide your that you cannot do anything. You be unable to do anything, and you die when they want you to die. Do not let them to be God over you. You know, if you accept this thing that they do with the Bible and with Marxism and all other their policies and so on that they try to enforce, you have left the real God that has created you. You have left him, and you have taken these people who corrupt you, these people who, like Satan, abuse Bible and Marxism and this or that to corrupt you. You have taken them as your God. Do not do that. God is what you call it, more clever than you can ever imagine. He know them, he know you, and especially if you a little very little clever, and you understand that what they do is not God, but still continue and know them as God. God does not forget this thing. Try to keep with God, not these, not whomever take a Bible in his hand, take a Quran in his hand, and do whatever he like what you call it, like God, he want to rule over you. Don't accept it. I hope in this video I have said what I want to say, and made clear about Marxism that it is neither fact of science, it is neither fact of sociology science, it is not what you call it, fact of like a Bible and so on. And the Bible itself and Quran in this case are not what you call it, all that God wants. You as a human, you as a one that God has created, you should worship your real creator, live real creator, and I am his prophet. Thank you for listening to me. And I try to make a video about concept of need later. Thank you for listening.